So, you're thinking about opening a coffee shop in New York City? I mean, what a dream, right? Well, today we're going to break down the actual roadmap to make that dream a reality in one of the toughest but most rewarding markets on the planet.
You can almost smell it, can't you? That scent of fresh espresso, the low hum of happy customers, a little spot in the heart of NYC that is all yours. It's a really powerful dream. But how do you actually pull it off?
Okay, let's be real for a second. Opening a shop here is a serious challenge. The costs are high, the competition is everywhere, but it is absolutely doable if you have the right plan. So, that's what we're here for. We're going to walk you through the entire journey, from that first spark of an idea to your grand opening day.
All right, first things first. We have to tackle the most critical phase, turning that big dream in your head into a plan that actually works on paper. Something viable. If you get this part right, you're building a foundation that can hold up everything else that's coming.
Look, before you even think about looking at a single location, you need a business plan. And this isn't just some boring document you write for a bank. No, this is your compass. It's what's going to guide every decision you make. It forces you to get specific. What's your concept? Who are your customers? And how are you going to make money? In a city with thousands of coffee shops, a killer plan is what's going to make you stand out.
And speaking of making money, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The question everyone wants to know. What is the actual price tag on this dream? Well, the answer really depends on what kind of shop you're imagining.
Let's start with the most accessible option, the mobile coffee truck. It's flexible, you've got a lower cost to get in the game, you're probably looking at somewhere between $50,000 and $175,000 to get rolling.
Or what about a coffee kiosk or a cart? It's a lean setup, but you have a fixed spot. For that, you should probably expect to invest between $90,000 and $150,000.
And for the classic dream, the full-on cafe with seating, well, that's the biggest jump. We're talking $100,000 all the way up to $350,000, and honestly, it could even be more.
Okay, you've got your plan, you've got a budget in mind. Now for what might be the toughest boss battle in this whole process, finding your spot and locking down that lease.
This right here, this is a huge strategic advantage. It's so tempting to look at Manhattan or North Brooklyn, but they are absolutely saturated with coffee shops. But look at the opportunities in places like Staten Island, Queens, or the Bronx. The perfect spot is always that sweet spot. Tons of people walking by, but not a coffee shop on every corner.
Once you do find that perfect space, you're going to come face to face with the commercial lease. Seriously, do not take this document lightly. It is a long-term, high-stakes commitment. It's probably the most significant contract you'll ever sign, and it will shape your business for years to come.
So you'll basically have two main choices, short-term or long-term. A shorter lease gives you flexibility, which is great, but there's a catch. The landlord doesn't have to renew it. A long-term lease gives you stability, which is awesome if things are going well, but it also means you are locked in, for better or for worse.
Okay, listen up, because you absolutely have to know this term, the good guy guarantee. It's super common in New York leases, and honestly, it can be a lifesaver. It basically means that if your business, heaven forbid, fails, you're only personally on the hook for rent up until the day you give the keys back. This is a huge negotiation point. It's how you limit your personal financial risk.
So, you found your spot? Great! Now you just have to make it all legal. And welcome to the wonderful world of New York City bureaucracy. Before you sign anything else, you need to structure your business. For most small shops, forming an LLC is the smartest move. It creates a legal wall between you and the business. And that's absolutely essential for protecting your personal stuff, like your house or your savings, if the business ever gets into any trouble.
And now, for the permits. Just take a deep breath. Yes, that is a long list. This is that infamous NYC red tape you've heard about. You'll need permits and licenses from the city, the state, the health department, the fire department. I mean, the list just goes on. The key here is to just be methodical. Don't let it freak you out. It's just part of the process of opening up shop here.
The biggest mistake you could possibly make is trying to do all of this by yourself. Seriously, trying to navigate leases and building codes and all those permits alone is just a recipe for disaster. You need a team of pros, a lawyer for that lease, an architect for the space, and a good contractor to build it all out.
Okay, with all the legal and construction stuff moving along, we finally get to the really fun part, actually outfitting your shop with all the cool equipment that's going to make it run.
Think of your equipment as the engine of your whole operation. The espresso machine? That's the heart. It's your biggest investment, so choose it wisely. But remember, it's only as good as your grinder, so don't cheap out there.
Then you need your support crew. Good blenders, a commercial ice machine, solid refrigeration. Oh, and don't forget a display case right by the register. That thing is your silent salesperson.
Now, as you're planning all your operations, here is a hard number you have to bake into your budget. The minimum wage in New York City is going up. This isn't some variable you can guess at, it's a fixed cost. You have to factor this into everything: your staffing, your pricing, and your overall profitability.
Wow, you've made it. Through the planning, the lease, the red tape, the build-out, everything. Now it's time to actually open your doors and start building a business that lasts.
The final few weeks are an absolute sprint. After those final inspections, you gotta have a soft opening. It's super important for ironing out all the kinks with friends and family. Then it's the grand opening. But the work doesn't stop there. Those first 90 days are all about survival. The one number you have to watch like a hawk is your prime cost. That's basically your labor plus your goods. If you can keep that between 55 and 65% of your revenue, you are on a very good track.
And there you have it. You went from a dream to a rock-solid plan. You navigated the maze of red tape, you built out your space, you followed the roadmap. And now, the keys to your very own New York City coffee shop are right there in your hand. We've laid out the entire journey for you. The challenges are definitely real. But you know what? So is the opportunity. The roadmap is yours now. So the only question left is, are you ready to unlock that door?